This program is brought to you by First National Bank of Batswana.
FNB, how can we help you?
Good evening and a very warm welcome to First Issues. Almost 20 years ago, two enterprising young Batswana met while studying medicine in Grenada. Upon the completion of their studies, they found that their dream to open their very own medical institution had to be put on hold, as they found that as fresh new graduates, they didn't even have the 5,000 pula needed to register their dream institution. By then a married couple, Doctors Tumelo and Derek Tloiwe, still with a desire to serve their nation in the areas of health, went on to obtain masters in public health and would lead both the nationally significant ARV and PMTC campaigns for government. Their work reignited their paused ambition, and today DDT College of Medicine stands as testament to their vision and hard work. Winning over the trust of stakeholders has been a challenge, but for 4 years straight, we as First Issues have had a front row seat to the robing and swearing in of young Batswana into the medical profession at the college's white coat ceremony. While this year's cohort donned their white coats for the first time and took up the mantle to participate in the short-handed medical fraternity in Batswana, we took the opportunity to catch up with some of those who took part in the first ever ceremony, who happened to be graduating this year. Eunice Mujiwa and Edmund Kabaetela, fourth-year students, tell us what their thoughts and emotions were during the ceremony 4 years ago.
4 years ago, before this time, before the white coat ceremony, I wasn't sure about DDT College of Medicine, and because people were doubting DDT as a new college. So, but after or during the white coat ceremony, I could see that, you know what, there's future here. And I was very happy and proud of DDT College until now.
I still remember very well. It was March 2015, yeah. I know at this time I was very nervous. I took the oath and I was asking myself, what next? What challenges am I going to meet? What does this oath mean to me? What does it say to me as an individual? What does it say to me as a person who has a passion for the profession that I have chosen? So I had a lot of questions in my mind, and for which, after that, all the questions, they were answered.
My advice to them will be work hard, be passionate, and be respectful.
Well, what I can say to them is this is the beginning of a journey. It's not a tough journey, and it's not a smooth journey. It will depend on an individual in this journey, how you're going to handle the challenges that you're going to face as a student, and how you're going to handle just the situation itself, how you're going to conduct yourself in the situation, around the situation, and in the situation.
To get a true feel of what these students' journey has been like, we took it upon ourselves to visit them at their respective areas of placement. DDT College of Medicine has done an amazing job at retaining its first ever inductees. Out of 109 students that began their journey, 105 will be graduating this year.
What is the future of help? It's to help people find the great in themselves. The drive, the passion. Help them find their true potential. Help them stretch. Help them grow. That's why we help people help themselves, help the world, because a little help goes a long, long way. FNB, how can we help you?
Welcome back to First Issues as we continue to examine developments at DDT College of Medicine following its 4th ever white coat ceremony that took place last week. We spoke to student Eunice Mujiwa at the college's first ever ceremony 4 years ago. For their colleagues to be their sisters and brothers, to not permit considerations of age, disease or disability, creed, ethnic origin, gender, nationality, political affiliation, race, sexual orientation, social standing, or any other factor to intervene between their duty to their patients, and to not use their medical knowledge to violate human rights, even under threat. Today, she is one of DDT's fourth-year pharmacy students who have been placed at Francistown's Riverside Private Hospital. Her supervisors, like others we spoke to regarding DDT students, had nothing but positive words to say about their collaboration with the medical college.
I've realized the students that they have the theory. There's no big gap there's no gap in the training trend, and also the curriculum of the institute has been really compared to the international standards, in that though the students lacked practical aspect, but they had the theory, which is really a credit to the institute. We have realized that the student, my intern, Eunice Mujua, she has been really a very promising future pharmacist. I think the sky is the limit, meaning she's a very hardworking lady. She's focused, she's punctual, she's to the detail, and she pays attention to her patients. Really, she's very concerned with the patients. I've really been, she has been a good example to other interns, but on top of that, she's so bright. She's a bright student, and really she has the patience. She keeps the patient at heart. Really, she's in the profession not by mistake, but by a calling. God is calling. In fact, it has been a blessing, and we entice the college to send us more students or more interns, and we with the future perspective, we hope to retain them, some of them, as to join the Riverside team as employees, if God willing, after the accomplishment their studies.
It was a smooth transition. I didn't incur any challenges. No, I didn't, because all that is needed is for you to know your knowledge, to know your drugs, to know everything. So I knew that, so I was confident to put it to practice, to put the theory to practice. The plan after graduation definitely is working, I need to serve my community, the community that has raised me, with the knowledge that I got from DDT College of Medicine. I need to save lives. I need to empower other students, other children, so that they aspire to be pharmacists as well, because there's a shortage of pharmacists in Batswana at the moment. So I can do that by being an example and living a life that other kids aspire to live, and become maybe pharmacists, not pharmacists only, but any other health profession like nurses and stuff like that.
The college currently has their students undergoing practical attachments at 18 health facilities across the country. Edmund has gotten to exercise his physiotherapy learning at Kanye's Seventh-day Adventist Hospital and is now at Molepolola's Scottish Livingston Hospital. Here is how both he and his supervisor describe his experience there.
When we look on profession physiotherapy, you look two aspects: the theoretical part and the professional, the theoretical and the practical aspect. When we look this boy, Edmund, for example, he is well trained in theoretical aspect, and also professionally. When we give a patient and we observe him, the assessment, the examination, and the treatment outline, we follow them very seriously. We have trained physiotherapists here. We have 4 staff, and each of us has a patient. We have a patient, and we attach with us. Then they will practice on them, and we follow them, and we sign later on. After they finish the patient, we are the one who sign. Yeah, because of the medical legal issue.
It was quite challenging at first, because we have to divert from theory to apply what we have learned at school practically.
And thanks to our supervisors, that the ones that help us at first, like I was in Kanye, and that's where I started gaining confidence until now. So it was quite difficult, but as time goes on, you just catch up and everything will be normal. Since 2017 until now, it's more patience. So I can say I'm ready. I'm ready after graduation for the world and to help Batswana out there. Khagina any more DDT. So I'm happy with the college. I know we're first batch, and obviously how we first batch, you have to go through challenges, but it depends on how you handle those challenges. Do you grow from those challenges or they destroy you? So I think, as for me, it has worked for me because these challenges just to grow me.
What is the future of help? It's to help people find the great in themselves. The drive, the passion. Help them find their true potential. Help them stretch. Help them grow. That's why we help people help themselves, help the world, because a little help goes a long, long way. FNB, how can we help you?
Welcome back to First Issues. As in honor of DDT College of Medicine's induction of around 80 more students into the medical profession this year, we consider the institution's contribution to the country. DDT College of Medicine is not only collaborating with hospitals to give their students a well-rounded education, as we have seen earlier on in the show, but they recently signed a memorandum of understanding with the Ministry of Health and Wellness to work together towards a shared objective. Minister Alfred Madikele offered us time on his day off to speak about a subject very close to his heart.
The Ministry of Health main mandate is to provide sustainable quality health services. And for us to do that, we need enough human resource, enough commodities, enough logistics to make sure that we indeed achieve our objective. But the most important thing is the human resource component, which means that we should be able to have enough doctors, enough nurses, enough physiotherapists and other healthcare professionals, together with support staff, including corporate services, and IT and procurement specialists, to make sure that indeed we reach out in terms of our service provision. I think for the past several years, we have had so far 2 colleges that are training human resources for health. And one of them is DDT College of Medicine, of which we are very proud to have a memorandum of understanding with, which will help us to synergize and strengthen the partnership in terms of having graduates who are very competent to provide services. We have a dire shortage of healthcare professionals, and one of the things that really is an impediment is the issue of the vastness of Botswana in terms of the geographic spread, where our population is sparsely populated, and also the issue of shortage and our lack of competitive advantage in terms of attraction and retention of healthcare professionals. We have had a situation whereby there's been attrition of our professionals to not only the region in terms of the SADC, but also internationally. You'll remember that in the early 2000s, there was an exodus of our nurses into the diaspora, mainly into the United Kingdom, where they are getting better wages. And one of our intention as the Ministry of Health is to talk to or engage government in terms of the conditions of service of our healthcare professionals, so that we can be able to attract them, so that we can be able to retain them in this country, so that our mandate is achieved in terms of healthcare services. So we are quite excited that DDT College is producing its first cohort this year. They are providing physiotherapy graduates, lab scientists, doctor assistants. We believe all these cadres should be able to participate in this economy and also in the region, because we believe that our tertiary institutions should not only be training for government, they should be training for the industry, not only in this country but also regionally and internationally. This shortage is not only being experienced in our hospitals in the towns. It's even worse in the rural areas. Like I said, because of the vastness of the country, we are not able to reach as many places as possible. And you remember that, for instance, just one example, there are less than 1,000 medical doctors in Batswana, countrywide. And our population is like 2.5 million. So it means for every doctor, in terms of ratio, has to see 2,500 people, which is above the WHO acceptable ratio of 1 doctor to 1,000 patients. So we still have a long way to go in terms of getting the numbers. And we don't want to just get the numbers for the numbers' sake. We want to get quality numbers, quality professionals. We are excited that not only University of Batswana is in terms of the public institution, but other players like DDT have come on board. And we should be able to handhold them because the tertiary education landscape is quite new in this country. And we are all learning. Our regulatory frameworks in terms of the BQA and HRDC, we are all learning as we go. And as government, we are very, very committed to private sector participation. That is why we are supporting institutions like DDT College.
In closing, we speak to the founder of DDT College of Medicine, Dr. Derek Dikgato Tloiwe, to find out what the future looks like for this young but definitely thriving institution. He tells us about some new developments at the college.
Indeed, 2019 is an exciting year for DDT College of Medicine because now it is the year in which the charter class will be graduating. The country has already experienced these students now who are all over the country, and now they will be experiencing them now as graduates. And their level of expertise and performance has been applauded by the facilities they are at now. So the country seems to be quite happy with this. Our way forward right now, one of the developments we've already done now is to set up the Clinical Center of Excellence, which you are here now. This is like a mini hospital where our students are able to see diverse patients from just the general practice, like bachelor of doctor assistants who are doing the doctor work, the physiotherapy, which are seeing a lot of patients of rehabilitation for rehabilitation purposes. It's a diverse group of conditions that they are able to see. And also there is a pharmacy, which we now have got, we've got Bachelor of Pharmacy students who are also giving our patients pharmaceutical products and dispensing and everything. And also now we are working on the dental part in the dental setting up of the clinic, where they are now having dental patients that we have around the country. These are things that are really needed critically, and there is the medical laboratory, which we now are able to get clinical samples, all types of samples that we are able to do and process for all types of illnesses. Is it the cholesterols? Is it the parasite? Is it pathology that could be there in the body? Even biopsies we are able to take and be able to process to rule out cancers and other things. So you find that now DDT College of Medicine is now a diverse and really penetrative educational system that has got East didactic students then who are doing clinicals with the latest equipment which you actually have. I think you should go around and actually see the different types of equipment that we have. Due to that, even we have helped IHS actually with some of our equipment to help their students to be able to graduate and our expertise. So with that, we believe that the country is actually gaining much for what it has been needing, which is a big need. I think it will be discussed and what WHO needs, what the country, even the minister has mentioned of recent, that health and innovation are some of the biggest needs in the country, of which now there are a lot of innovation. Students are producing their own products, and we believe in no time at all, we are actually now working on the qualification frameworks for master's programs and other PhD programs and so on. So with that, I believe that the future is quite bright. So I'm quite proud to say at DDT College of Medicine, we have got an unwavering commitment to quality, to high performance, and to also keep the standards that are par with the world. Now we are saying that because we have got the best professors, best lecturers, who are well renowned, who have done many publications that are peer reviewed in many journals, and who are able now to teach our students to produce a product that has got practical skills. Our students have practical skills that will not only be employable, but will also be able to employ, set up other industries and produce products, which they are already doing now. We are actually proud to say that our students are already, some have been offered employment while they are still even now in their final year, of which we are saying DDT College of Medicine will keep this unwavering commitment to top quality and also top equipment and top lecturers in order to produce the top graduates. We are saying we are only the top because we are educating for global success.
We would love to hear your comments or questions on the DDT story. Do make sure to follow us on Facebook, YouTube or Twitter. But for now, it is good night from me, Namitso Semakula, and the First Issues team. This program was brought to you by First National Bank of Botswana.
FNB, how can we help you?